What's up, y'all? My name is Shay. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, if you're coming back, welcome back. Um, all right, let's get straight to it, right? So, I wanted to talk about this concept that I was kind of contemplating, and I want to know what y'all think about it, right? So, it goes something along the lines of you're already living a portion of your dream, or your dream to some degree, right? Assuming you're truthful to yourself about it. Think about what that means, right? So take me as an example, right? What I would like to do in the future that I've dreamed of is like, okay, I want to be able to take care of my family. Of course, I think that goes for most men. I'm gonna keep this vague just for the sake of this, sake of what I'm trying to get at. So I want to be successful, right? To be able to provide for my family whilst doing what it is that I love doing. So let's just say that's YouTube, right? And if you think about it, in the future, if that's what my dream is, I'm going to be doing the same thing I'm doing right now. Right? I'm going to be doing the exact same thing I'm doing right now. So, what does that mean then? That means that if you feel as if you're still lost, as if you feel unhappy, and things of that nature, you really need to evaluate what it is that you value, if you're actually on your purpose to begin with, if you're doing what's truthful to you, you need to evaluate these things. And you might say, well, oh, Shay, I'm trying to become a doctor or a lawyer. It doesn't matter. You're still living a portion of your dream. You want to know why? Because you're taking the courses that you are. So is that really your dream? You tell me. Or did people tell you or convince you that that's your dream? You tell me. Right? Think about it. You're already living a portion of it because you're doing the work that's necessary for you to achieve your dream. The reason your dream is because in that you've achieved a certain level of stature or success that allows you to believe that it's your dream, right? But the worth ethic, the input that you put into the system is the same. I can be a YouTuber with 5 million subscribers, right? But at the end of the day, the input doesn't matter. 500 subscribers doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the input is still the same. I'm making the YouTube videos. I'm still doing that, right? And that's where I find most fulfillment. I'm like, look, I'm doing this right now and I feel great. You know, I have great weather, just chilling right here. It's all misty. It's all nice. Like, there's a whole vibe for me, bro. I'm enjoying myself. I got my toothpick in my mouth. I look like a goddamn philosopher. Like, what more can I ask for, right? I got my tea too. Just me, myself, and I enjoying myself. Like, these are the moments that I feel as if are, like, you know, those moments that feel kind of outside of reality, like the world isn't real kind of thing. That's what these moments make me feel, right? And you know, that isn't to say, now I want to make those distinction, right? If you're living your dream truthfully, there's still going to be things that piss you off that you don't like doing. Like, for example, if YouTube is my dream, let's just say, for example, right? If YouTube is my dream, then the process of editing is something I'm not very much a fan of. Okay? Editing can be cool. Certain videos can be great because you have the motivation to do them and stuff like that. But when you have the discipline to make the kind of shorts, right, every single day, that becomes a completely different story. Okay? It is not fun to do all that stuff all the time. It feels like a chore sometimes. Okay? Sometimes I don't want to do it. I really don't. Like, even today, I did not want to make some YouTube shorts, you know, for gym-based content, helping out beginners, or, you know, life quotes and things like that. I don't want to do that stuff a lot of the time sometimes, right? So even in the thing that you love doing, even if it's your dream, there's going to be portions of it that you don't like doing, okay? And the reason I'm telling you that is because you don't set this expectation that your dream is like this magical thing that once you're there, it'll all be okay. Or you might feel that way, that's fine, but all I'm saying is there's going to be portions and parts of your dream that you might not enjoy all the way either, okay? So then that means, okay, so then that means what? That means that your dream might not be this saving grace that you claim it is for your happiness or your mental state. That's something you need to work on now to be able to sustain it. And that's something that's outside of what your dream is, I would say. Right? So you have to think about that. Like, for example, what do I mean specifically? Most people think that once they've achieved what they want within their mind, they think they're going to be happy, right? Even though the same people, and I'm not doing this to call you out, the same people, including myself, I've done this, claim that happiness is a fleeting emotion. If it's fleeting, then that means I'm not going to be happy in my dream all the time either. So those are two beliefs that completely conflict each other, right? So you have to kind of question yourself on that. It's like, am I really going to be happy once I achieve my dream? Probably, but it's more of like what I think Tate said. It's more of like a sustained level of happiness, unless I'm going through like something crazy, traumatic, or grieving over loved one or something like that. Then I'm at a constant base of what I would say is consider happy, or just my base level. And that's why I think most of these people that are successful, they claim that they don't feel any different once they've reached that. It's because, like, even though they have the peace, don't get it twisted. They have the peace of mind of financial freedom, right? They're like, okay, I can pay for this without having to worry about things, and I can provide for my family without having to worry about it. I'm in a very blessed position, right? It's like, even though they can do all that, they're not in this constant ecstasy like you'd imagine they'd be. They are just like us, if anything. They go through the same things. That's why I don't know why we idolize celebrities so much, and think that there's some. I don't want to say this without doing shirk, but like GODs, right? We think there's some sort of GODs, astaghfirullah, but they're humans just like us. They go through those emotions too. Like some of the I remember Madison Beer said something about this once on a short. She was like, you don't. She said something about you don't have the right, or someone was interviewing her, and the person interviewing them was asking them questions, and then she was like, "Yo, yeah, sometimes I feel as if I don't have the right to be or feel a certain emotion because like everybody tells me I'm like Madison Beer, like you don't, how could you be sad or how could you go through that? You're this person." It's like, no, you're human at the end of the day too. So like you have to realize that at the end of the day, nothing will take you away from the human experience. And that is something that you're going to have to constantly adjust and accept to when it comes to your like reality, right? And I don't say that to be pessimistic, because every time I say, "Oh, come back to reality," people think I'm trying to be pessimistic or something. It's like, no, live your dreams, of course, things like that. But what I'm saying is like your expectations around how you think you're going to feel once you've achieved your dream. Those are the things that you have to kind of reconsider, you know. And most of us aren't even working towards that truthfully. Let's be honest. You've never journaled a day in your life about what you truly want to do, you know? And to some degree, I also can't blame you. It started raining really, really hard. Let me move this back. To some degree, I can't really even blame you, right? Because, your belief systems are shaped by the society around you. And they might also be shaped by like your parents or your social circle, right? Like I know a great deal of people within the brown community, like they're trying to become doctors, lawyers, and things like that, and that's great. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do, for sure. But for the most part, it's enforced. For a good majority of people I've met, I can tell it's enforced because it's the same spiel I hear from everybody. Oh, I want to help people, stuff like that. It's like, yeah, that's cool and all, but like, is this the way you want to do it is the real question, right? So, and I'm not there to answer that for you by any means. I'm just kind of putting some pressure on you just so, you're willing to contemplate it and you're willing to think on it, and then you're willing to kind of act. And I hope you don't see it that way, because if you see it as the way I'm trying to, how I'm trying to show you, then I feel as if you'll thank me for it later if you actually start trying to contemplate on it, right? So, you know, I just wanted to address that. I just wanted to address that as long as you're being truthful to yourself, you're probably actually living a great portion of your dream. And sometimes I forget that too. Like, I, I forget that all the time. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm doing college classes for psych and stuff like that, and I actually like doing, I actually like reading up on about psych all the time. I've done, I listen to lectures on YouTube, stuff like that all the time in my free time. So I actually like it, and it also goes into self development. So I ask myself, are there things I hate about the process that I don't like doing all the time? Yeah, of course, I don't like reading books all the time. Of course, I don't like the editing I have to do for YouTube all the time, so, stuff like that. There's going to be stuff, but you have to be able to differentiate that from, hey, this is my dream. Is it actually not my dream, or is it like certain things within my dream that just suck that I don't want to do sometimes and I should still pursue it? You know what I mean? So, and that can be a hard line to differentiate between, and that's why I think you should journal on it. That's why, like, again, I sound like a broken record, but I promise it's helpful. So, you should definitely try it out. What else? What else? I think that's pretty much all. To be honest, I've covered most of the bases, but I just wanted to run that idea by you, and I actually do truly want you to write about it and think on it. Okay, the earlier the better. Okay, and don't give yourself the limiting belief or excuse of, oh, I'm too old or something like that. I don't care, bro. Ask yourself what it is you want to do, because if you get even older, are you going to look back and are you going to say, oh, that's what I wanted to do, I'm actually fulfilled? Or are you going to look back and be like, damn, I could have done that? You know what I mean? So, like, I'm just trying to look out for you. Hopefully you could see it that way. I just had to put some, pressure on you for a little bit. But think on it. Think on it. Let me know, all right? So, yeah, if you got any concerns or anything like that, put them down in the comments. And again, if you're new here, subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you. Peace.